So I kicked off the new year with an event called Vision 2020, which focused specifically on social entrepreneurship. And I had this thought to do this in mind, pretty much because I saw that there was a need to be able to provide foundational information to all business owners. With this particular event, I thought it would be a great idea just to gather a group of individuals who were interested in starting a business, who wanted to learn the fundamentals of what it means to be in a nonprofit, and then also, if you wanted to start a for-profit business, the pros and cons of each one as well. The first thing you have to think about is, going through the phase of concept phase and writing everything down as you want it to appear and you visualize as you want your business to grow. And then on the back end, what we did is we added in a portion specifically for discretionary funding and how you're able to pull that funding in or apply for that funding with the respective politicians that are currently in office. Right now, what I'm really focusing on is anyone who is looking to really try something different in the realm of starting a social entrepreneurship. I wanted to make sure that businesses, especially businesses of color, have that, resource and, foundation so that they could be successful long term. Good evening, good people. How are you? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that your day is going really well. Thank you for joining us this evening and in the midst of this time and space. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to share this time and space with me and my guests. So tonight we are going to be continuing this series of the journey of the real journey of an entrepreneur. We are encouraging you to take notes, to like, pass it along, and share, because we are going to be getting into a topic this evening that I know that is very important and critical for us all, about really understanding how we manage and also grow our finances during this time. I think that this is an important topic that we all can use some tools and resources for. But before we get there, let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. If you're joining us for the first time this evening, my name is Anita Pierce, and I am the principal owner of 11375. I am excited to share this journey with you because I too myself am an entrepreneur. I am a mother to an amazing CEO, and I'm married to a wonderful husband. And throughout this journey, there are times when we are working to pursue a vision and a goal, and sometimes we may forget or miss what that looks like for the average entrepreneur. No, I'm not Instagram famous. And no, I am just someone who is working day to day to create a legacy and build on a dream that I had for myself. 11375, we focus specifically on filling the gaps for a lot of organizations. We help to provide strategy. We help with financial education. We provide resources and also information to other small businesses. I am a business coach as well. And so if you are in need of a strategy reboot, or if you need someone to bounce some ideas off of, please consider hiring our company. We are small and mighty, and we can help you to get to your next level of your vision and your dreams. You can find us at www.11375.com. We are also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also YouTube at 11375. So any support during this time will be helpful, and I would thank you for it. So at the beginning of this year, just like everybody else, we had no idea what this wonderful 2020 would offer us. However, just like everyone else, we are and have adjusted, pivoted, and still have some sort of business stability. And part of the reason why I personally believe that there is business stability, particularly within my business, is because I was able to transition and pivot quickly, and also dust off those written goals and see how I could be able to utilize them in this virtual space. So just a couple of tips, as we are, entering into the holiday season. We are entering into a space that traditionally, we will all meet together. However, due to our current global pandemic, doesn't really allow us to do so. And so even though we're in this space, I am going to encourage every business owner that is watching live and will watch it on replay, that you consider dusting off your business goals. There is still opportunity and still a window for you to tap into this time and space, even though it may be challenging for us all. So even though this time and space is something interesting for us, the one thing that I can attest to for sure is that this time demanded that I personally be super creative. And what does that mean? That means that if I needed to, make phone calls to customers just to let them know where I am within my business, or not spend in certain areas that I know that I really can't afford, that meant that I needed to do so. Being creative means, actually also being in this space, virtual space, and presenting and opening up conversations and dialogue that we all really need to have, but we just may not know or may not have the resources to do so. And so connecting virtually and really putting myself out there as a business owner is one of the ways that I believe personally that I will be consistent in being able to meet and realize my vision and my goals within business. So the one thing I want to say is definitely encouraging you all to take a moment to revisit those written goals. It may seem weird, it may seem challenging, but if you take a moment to really understand what your vision is for your business at this time and not be afraid to take certain risks, I personally believe that by you dusting off those dreams and exercising faith and putting faith into action, that you'll be able to crush those goals going forward. And when you're revisiting your business plan and your goals, think about a clear strategy. What does collaboration look like for you? Does collaboration mean competition? Just because someone is maybe doing the same type of work, does that mean that you cannot collaborate on certain projects? Think about, how you can develop and work in a virtual space. And also think about how you can provide social impact to those individuals within the community in which you live and which you serve. And so, one thing I also want to say before I bring on my guests for the evening is that we cannot take for granted this time and space that we are in currently. The question is, and I ask myself every day that I wake up, is what do I plan to do with it? There are a lot of people, particularly within this year, that did not have the same benefit of waking up. And so, since you are one of the now considered privileged individuals who are still breathing, what are you going to do to pursue your business goals? How are you going to deal with yourself and look at your finances and really think about how you are spending and how you are connecting with your community? It is up to us to decide how we want to use that time. We're here, we're all on this journey, and we can actually do a lot of things if we really push ourselves to do the things that we need to do going forward. So, on that note, I want to encourage you, even though we're in this space, to definitely think about, writing down this time, taking time to really analyze everything that you have going on. Again, even though we're in the midst of this whole global pandemic and a lot has happened over the last couple of months, my encouragement and my light to you is that writing down your goals and be intentional about fulfilling those dreams will actually come true. So, on that note, I am super excited to present, a longtime friend, um, wonderful woman who is going to pretty much give us some tips about how we can unpack and be resourceful with our finances. Most of the time, when we are thinking about business as an individual and as a business, sometimes we may forget the little things like having, business insurance or personal family insurance. This time, you know we need to kind of really think about how to be prepared in all aspects. So, without further ado, because you're going to see me a little bit later, I am super excited to welcome to the table a really dear friend of mine, Miss Kumi Ichikawa. And she is an investment advisor representative with Golden Eagle Capital Advisors. Hi, Kumi.
Anita, thank you so much for your intro. Thank you. I am tremendously honored to be given an opportunity. This is a great opportunity to speak here. I'm so flattered and I'm so excited. I am from Japan. I came to New York the year of 1995, 25 years ago, and I have known Anita, I think, for 15 years or so, more than 10 years ago, and we went through many phases of our lives, and it's a roller coasters, but it was fun ride. So I really appreciate Anita being with me all the time, keeping in touch. And we know what happened as a family and a mother. And so it's really nice. And thank you so much, Anita. So I came to this country for the first time 25 years ago, and graduated Columbia Business School with MBA. It's in 1997, and I really loved working in this country, in New York, as a Japanese woman. And I had to talk into my husband, who was in Japan at the time, into coming to New York to live with me, to and have this long journey. And I did a summer intern at Columbia Business School, and I was offered a full-time opportunity, and I worked for, at the time, Salomon Brothers, and then it's called Citigroup, S&P, and FTSE, and I was always in charge of developing global equity indexes and working with the pension funds, money managers, and brokerage companies, and so on, so on, so forth, globally. And I was really enjoying the corporate lives, but decided to change career to a financial advisor in 2012, and became independent in the year 2016. And currently, I focus on small to mid-size 401k plan and other retirement plans for corporations and business owners, and any other entities like a partnership or whatever. And I'm licensed for life and health insurance in the states of New York and Illinois. So yes, I changed this career. I mean, my focus on 401k plan, because I know mutual funds and ETFs inside out, because I have been working on global indexes. That's a base of these ETFs specifically, and I feel very comfortable. But I pretty much handle many types of financial products. So as Anita mentioned, it's really important for you to secure future as an individual, as a business owner to be. And in this age, you have many pieces, many so a lot of information from many channels, many sources. But it's really important for you to select important information and constantly update the information. So the presentation tonight is it could be the first baby step, but it's a big baby step. So I'm enjoying starting for a very rewarding journey with you. So we will work together. Anita and I will work with you together. So Anita, if I could switch to presentation. Okay, would that work? Okay, great. So building financial security. So can I just go? Yes, that's my intro. And then, so life insurance, what image do you conjure up? It's a life insurance. It's negative image and a positive image. Negative because you are reminded that you will someday you will die as all the other humankind on this planet. So it's not negative, but positive because of life insurance, your loved ones, your precious families could have a protection. So this is a minimum protection for you and your family. And you will need life insurance if you have family and do not have sufficient savings and retirement savings now. So you don't expect that you will have so and so capital, the assets in 5 years, 10 years from now. Don't do that. You may say goodbye to this world in 10 years, 30 years, 50 years, or in 1 month, or even maybe tomorrow. You never know. So this is a minimum protection. And also you need this if you are sole bread earner in the household and if you have young children. And if you need a minimum protection if you even if you do not have family, but you will need expenses for burial, minimum expenses. And a little bit different. This is a different um, uh, way of viewing. If you maxed out 401k plan, IRA, Roth IRA, and if you are thinking about estate planning, you will you will need. It's a life insurance. It's always a good very good way to to protect your family, your kids, your grandkids. So it's a very nice way to structure this estate planning. The type of life insurance term is the least expensive. The period and the benefit can be determined. It's a normal. It's usually 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and the benefit can be determined based on the family member's age and the needs, and also how much your mortgage and how long is it 10 years fixed, 30 years fixed, how long you have mortgage, and when your kids grow up, what are you going to do with the college tuition. Also the term life insurance can be used for these purposes. And the term life, you don't have a when the term this specific period comes, it ends, the coverage ends. But if you want to leave something to your family, to your loved ones, you might consider about permanent life. It's basically it's a big the two types, whole life and universal life. There are more, but this is a two typical kinds of permanent life. Whole life, it's relatively expensive compared to universal life, but the benefit is guaranteed. You will be paid dividends on a regular basis. Universal life, this is a relatively new invention, and it has nice features of a flexible payment, which means if you are tight financially on a specific month, you can skip payment of the premium. But it's even yes, it's really nice. You can structure the payment schedule in the way that you want, but beware of the unintended lapse. If you want the life insurance to be in force, be be mindful that you don't uh, if you have enough cash in your plan. So under universal life, you have a fixed type and variable type. And fixed, the main line of fixed universal life, it's linked to index, the market index, S&P, MSCI, and the Russell. You can choose any types of index but it does not mean you invest in an actual real market. But if you select variable type of universal life, your money, part of your money, your premium will be invested in the market. Most of the time, it's equity. So, and there is a hybrid, the combination of term and permanent life. In this case, this is also relatively a new type of insurance, but in this case, once the term expires, you will get total premium payment you have been made will be returned after the end of the term. So this type of hybrid, not all the insurance companies have it, and some companies have a different name. It may have it's not a hybrid, or it's sometimes it's called return of the premium, but not all the company have it, and some it could be the feature or a rider of a specific product. So I recommend in many cases you term life suffices really. It's really minimum protection. It's for reasonable price. So for term you can just Google for nice products, reasonable prices, and but be sure, but be mindful because depending on the company's name, you might encounter the names that are not familiar to you, and that's it. It's okay. Don't panic. You can check. Go to AM Best. That is dedicated insurance company, a rating company for life insurance, just for life insurance. And if the rating is BBB or triple B or A, if it's above BBB B or A, you should think that life insurance company is safe. Normally, if a life insurance company goes belly up, another stable life insurance company will take it over, but it depends on the states, and so be careful about this, particularly if you, yes, I didn't talk about this, but if you consider annuities, be careful about which company, life insurance company, to select. So for permanent life, particularly, try to find an independent broker, not necessarily agent if possible, because they have a life insurance company have a very good products, and that depends on this type of life insurance. Some company have a very nice whole life with a inexpensive premium, and the other company have a better universal life, and so forth. So and please pay attention that you update the beneficiaries' information on a regular basis. If you pass away, those benefits will go to your your spouse, but you can designate specific beneficiaries. Could be your children, your grandkids, your relatives, even non-family member, third party, or charities. Okay, so I changed a little bit of yes, focus to retirement plan for small business owners. So yes, so minimum protection for your death, and also it's also important to think about, to consider buying a disability insurance, because you will have always higher possibilities of getting sick and maybe getting disabled than die. So disability insurance is always nice to consider. So to switch to retirement plan for small business owners, you have also, yes, varieties of types of retirement plans. I put four, actually three for small business owners, and I put 401k information for informational purposes. So start with the SEP plan, SEP, Simplified Employee Pension. This is really simple. Simple setup. You can just open an account with any brokerage firm. Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, they don't have expense. They don't have a fees to open an account, close an account, maintain account. No fees. So any big financial institution, you can just set it up. And contribution limit for this year, for next year, 2021, contribution limit the lesser of $58,000 or 25% of participants' compensation. So this is a simple one. And the next simple savings incentive match plan. This it's recommended if you really wanna, if you really want to want to offer nice, even small but nice retirement plans for your employees, you can choose either to for this simple plan, you can choose either to match participants' contribution or to contribute 6% of each qualified employee's pay. It's typically it's done via salary reduction, and it's a simple plan. It's a low admin cost. No need to file annual financial reports. In that way, it's simple. Contribution limit for 2021 is $13,500, and catch up for age 50 or older, it's $3,000. And there is a solo 401k plan. 401k plan, it's to set it up 401k. It's a little bit complicated. You need some expenses, because you really need a really decent 401k provider. You also need a decent TPA, third party administrator. You don't have to match, but if you want, you can do match. So this is a 401k, but solo 401k, it's simple. If your asset, your asset is $250,000, it's pretty simple. Solo 401k contribution limit, it's up to $19,500 plus catch up of $6,500 and 25 compensation. The beauty of solo 401k is actually you can contribute as an employee, and you can also contribute 25% of your compensation as a company, up to $58,000. This excludes catch up. So if you really want to set aside large amount of money, 401k, solo 401k is the way to go. This 401k, solo 401k, it's also called in other name, like a one participant 401k plan and other name. And this particularly attractive to freelancers who make too much money to contribute to Roth IRA. This is currently the income limit for Roth IRA for next year. It's of $140,000. It's for MAGI, the modified adjusted gross income, for single filing, and if you are married jointly filing, it's the limit is $208,000. So, and so this is solo 401k. Just for reference, I put a 401k contribution limit here, $19,500. Catch up, $6,500. And if you yes, just quickly, just if you work for a company and contributing to your company's 401k plan, and if you have your own businesses, you can additionally contribute to IRA plan if your income is below $76,000. If you're single or married fighting jointly, it's the limit. It should be below $125,000. And yes, I put simple solo 401k. I think yes, it's a little bit confusing, but if you are not sure about which plan is suitable for you, you can go to bankrate.com, no space bankrate.com, and put into a variety of account types and just play with the scenarios. So this is the retirement plans for small business owners. This simple solo 401k. This is governed by ERISA plan, and this is all qualified, so-called qualified plans. If you wanna reward yourself, or if you wanna add protection to key employees, it could be you, it could be your spouse, it could be your really key, very important employees you cannot live with. you can set it up in a non-qualified retirement plan. So let's go to the next slide. So this is an example of a non-qualified retirement plan. Other way to secure retirement savings. Part 1. This is called executive bonus plan. This can be set up to motivate and retain key persons, and the business can select which employees and for what amount. And this is simple to implement and administer, requiring no IRS approval. But you really need to just work with your attorney, maybe, if preferred. It's if this is a best practice. But if you can just create a simple letter saying that you are this agreement between you and the beneficiary. So this is a good practice. But it's just simple. This can be done through life insurance, because under non-qualified plan, you are not supposed to fund the retirement plan, and life insurance is almost the typical instrument that can be used for this retirement plan. The business can, and under this executive bonus plan, the business can deduct the premiums it paid as a business expense under Section 162 of Internal Revenue Code. It just says it's nothing complicated. It just says IRS Section 162. It says you are allowed to deduct premiums if you are rewarding the key employees under this plan. So under the executive bonus plans, covered employees, just the key is that the owner of the typical setup, employee is the owner of the policy, insurance policy. So covered employees must report the bonus as ordinary income. They own but they own their policies and can use any policy dividend or cash values to offset taxes due to premium payment. And at retirement, because for this purpose, permanent life insurance that has cash value will be used. So policy cash values are available to supplement other sources of retirement income. And generally, death benefits are received free of income tax by the key employees or its beneficiary, and may be structured to avoid estate taxation. So this is other way to executive bonus plan. It's simplest. I think this is the most broadly used way of plans for executive or key person bonus plan. So if your businesses are profitable, it's really nice way to save tax money. So if you for this is actually have a triple benefits to protect your family, or yes, the other key employees' family, your loved ones, and tax saving, the second benefits, and the third benefit, it could be structured so that you could, or you or other key employees could have a nice cushions for retirement money. And yeah, here we come. This will be my last slide actually for this presentation. Other ways to secure retirement savings. This is selective executive retirement. The big difference between the first one, for this one, typically the company owns the policy. So this selective executive retirement plan is to provide a supplementary retirement benefit to key executive who remain with the corporation until retirement. What does it mean? Typically, under this setup, the company and the employee will exchange an agreement. It's um, employment agreement that stipulates the years of employment and at what age you are supposed to retire. So this will give the employees an incentive to work for your company as long as possible or up to certain year in which the year of retirement. If the executive dies prior to retirement, a survivor benefit is paid to the executive's family or beneficiaries. Owner is the company, so if that happens, executive dies, the company will receive this benefit. So right, so the company can recoup the expense in terms of this benefits. And but if before the executive dies, if the executive working employee could receive this retirement, they will have to pay taxes for ordinary income. I put the two very typical ways for retirement savings, but there are many other ways to reward key persons, executive, or set up retirement for business owners. For example, business loans, business split dollar life insurance plan. And for 401k plan, if you don't want to have full blown 401k plan, you can have a non 401k plan, no 401k profit sharing plan. It works like a bonus plan. And if you add on something onto the existing 401k plan, you can also have cash balance for your executive top brass under certain conditions. And also in these states, the company in the states vastly moved into a defined contribution plan. It's like 401k plan, but you can also set up a defined benefit plan. This could beautifully work for small entities. So that's about it. And we always entertain any questions.
So I do have, one question. So you mentioned in your presentation about the importance of having key person insurance to offset, some of their, as an incentive. Why do you say that to have insurance for the members of the business? Why is that important?
It's important because, as I said, it'll give you it'll give you just protect your family, and it may work for your retirement, and most of all, tax savings. The three benefits. So you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss setting up this type of retirement plan using life insurance, because life insurance in many cases, typically the beneficiaries can receive death benefit income tax free. So that's the key. So that's the reason that you can use that for estate planning.
And so it is important that you mention that periodically that you keep your beneficiaries updated on the plan so that in the event something happens.
Exactly. So I've heard some stories because you forgot to properly update your beneficiaries. It could be very ugly. particularly if you don't want that money to go to your spouse, which is kind of sad, and which should not happen oftentimes, but things like that does happen. And you might have heard about the stories, like for example, the great singer formerly called Prince. He didn't have time to set up a proper estate planning or even those life insurance. He did have some, but he didn't properly designate beneficiaries, and he should have done. He was so great as an artist, as a singer, but he did not think. I think he did not have time and energy to think about his beneficiary, his loved ones' financial wellness, and that's sad. But you really have to think about it. You want to make it a top priority, actually.
Right. And taking care of your loved ones. Because I know oftentimes, particularly within the Black community, Black and Brown community, we have this thing, either we don't have enough life insurance, or we have a business, or at the time that someone's unfortunate transition, we are setting up GoFundMe accounts. That does not lend to starting to create a legacy or healthy wealth, financial wellness for your family members. Planning for, particularly if you're in business, or, just out of sake of your family, to reduce the stress of them losing you, have a plan. And what we are talking specifically about is, if you have a business set up, that it's almost like you are setting up within your business plan, like what will happen in the event of you transitioning out, because you want to give instructions as to what will happen. Because the fact is, this is the fact. We're born, and at some point on this journey, we transition in death. So why not make it easier, or transition our mindset that we are taking care of our loved ones differently, whether in business, or, if you're a single person, or if you have a family, your family and your business could be taken care of if you put in proper strategies from the beginning, and while you are alive, well, and breathing.
Yes, exactly. That's a great. You just mentioned the instructions. It's really important you put everything right so that those people left behind, I mean left after your passing away, can just take it easy, just automatic, that things should happen automatically without any hassles after you are gone. So it's really important that you take care of them, as you said, Anita, be your time be while you are in this world. It's really important.
And what about, so also during your presentation, you talked about a number of different plans, and you mentioned about diversifying, your strategy when you are thinking about investing, because even though we're in this time and space, investing at, various points can be helpful long term. Do you want to describe, what, for example, a 401k? And matching dollars, because oftentimes I know a lot of people that don't take advantage of their company's 401k and they're matching. You want to talk about that a little bit more?
Sure. If your company matches, you have to take that. It's a free money on table. You should take it. And typically 3% of matching, 100% of your the first of your the first 100% of your 3%, 100% of your 3% of your compensation total. It's a gross base. So some companies includes bonuses and some other not. That depends on how the plan is designed. But you have to max out the 3%. If it's matching 3%, you should take it. It's Otherwise, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of your time working for the company. So please do take it. And even though even there is no matching, it's still your money will automatically deducted from your salary. At the beginning, you might think it's hard. I think you might a little bit overwhelmed, but you will get used to it. Put aside some money, small amount of money, you will get used to it. So, and you will create the nice nest egg for your retirement, even the small money. So just do it. I would recommend. And it's the better you're the you you are the younger. If you start earlier, it's the power of compounding. So your money will grow continuously. I
So
recommend.
so for those who don't get it, so if you have children, if you are still, let's say, a teenager, to start to invest, because there's this beautiful thing that Kumi mentioned about compound interest. That's also a gift, with time. And so if you start early, putting a little bit aside, $5, $10, $50, whatever your budget can lend, definitely consider investing and creating a holistic financial wellness plan for yourself, your business, and your family. So, Kumi, we are coming up on our hour, and I wanted to just see if you had any final thoughts, recommendations, or tips that you can offer to the audience.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So if you are not sure about those topics that I talked to, there are always financial advisors or some people working for financial institutions. You just ask around your friends, your family, your relatives, even Anita, anybody. Just ask around and don't be shy and try to be updated. But you don't have to do that on your own. You can just ask around or just even Google. So try to be updated because in under the current situation. Oh yes, there is a CARES Act. If you contributing 401k plan, because of the CARE Act, they will allow you to spread the first of all, they will allow you to take out money from your IRA or 401k without penalty. Typically, if you are under 59 years old, 59 and a half years old, you will get 10% penalty based on the asset. But CARES Act allows you to take out money just until the end of this year. This is because of COVID-19 situation. And also that act allows you to spread the distribution of the retirement money so that you can pay taxes in the next coming 3 years. So information is the power. So even CPA, ask around the CPA, any insurance agent or broker, ask around. You will find something new and surprisingly, and not many people know, but cares. Right. So seek information.
And so you heard it here first. Seek information. Ask any trusted value person if you are interested in connecting with Kumi. Her contact information, I will post it here. It is at the bottom of the screen. I've known her for a very long time. Very wise individual. But please reach out if you're interested in supporting, some of the work as an independent insurance investment advisor. This is something that she transitioned into. She is a mother. She is a wife. Besides being amazing, these are the things that are happening. Very wise financial advisor. So, Kumi, Anything
Like
else?
you, like you, Anita, wife and mother and working women,
Yeah.
entrepreneur. But yes, both mine is also my own businesses. I'm independent, and you are entrepreneur. I and thank you again, Anita, just for this great opportunity. I'm so blessed to be part of this great community. I'm truly blessed. Thank you, Anita.
Well, thank you. I'm going to send you some virtual kisses. It's so good to see you. And I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. So you see, we are discussing finances and behind the scenes. There's a lot to unpack, but the more information, the more that we are empowering ourselves and our community at different levels, it will be helpful and beneficial to us in strengthening our community long term. Please, it's very important for you to just take a moment, while we are in the midst of being within our homes, to dig up some of your financial documents, put things in order. Consider, if you don't have term life insurance or life insurance at all, for your business and for your family. Now, this is the time to do so. I'm also licensed to sell life insurance. I'm only licensed in the state of New York. Kumi is licensed in New York and also in Illinois. So these are folks and individuals that you can tap into to be able to connect and also to begin to look at your overall business plan. This is not, anything for us to shy away from. When we are proper planning, when things do happen, we can seize the opportunity. But in this particular case, if we ourselves are no longer here at the table, we want to be sure to reduce the type of stress that can happen when our families transition. So consider that, as a part of your overall business plan, that you are thinking about how you are going to, secure your organization's stability when you're not around, and also as an individual and as a family, how you are going to secure and stabilize your family when you're not around. So I want to again thank you all for taking time out of your schedule, to sit, listen. Kumi provided some wonderful information about, simplified employee pensions plans, the savings incentive match plans, the solo 401ks, the 401ks. This will be on replay on Facebook and also on YouTube if you missed some of the information. I'm also going to put up some of the other resources that she shared as well. Look at bankrate.com. That is an opportunity for you to look and see what's out there. Also, the AM Best for rating of life insurance. Information is out there. You just have to be willing to search for the information. And if you want to reach out to Kumi, please send her an email. She'll be more than happy to unpack, some of the information that she recommended here this evening. And so, as we close, this week is Thanksgiving week. And for most of us, hopefully, we are probably going to be celebrating a lot differently than we normally would due to the global pandemic. And so if you happen to be, with your immediate family, think of, different ways that we can celebrate, this time and space. As I mentioned earlier, it is really good, at least good for me. And I am in full gratitude because I am able to wake up, to live, and to be able to share, time and space with friends and family virtually, and also my loved ones that are here within my household. One thing I can say is that, tough times don't really last for long. It's about really how we are able to manage through the process. There's a lot that is happening, and make no mistake, we all are feeling it. However, 2 things I want to leave you with. Be kind to yourself as we are going through this process of, on the things that we cannot control, and be kind to others. In spite of what our political beliefs are, I always say that what you do and how you reflect and deal with your neighbors is how you will deal with yourself, essentially, and your community as a whole. Share love, spread love. Yes, it is the Brooklyn way. But I want to thank you all again for, just taking time. We're in this together. And I want to highlight and thank Kumi for coming out to share the information. Again, we will be hosting. This is of a series that's happening. We will have a number of series. Actually, we're going to be back on Monday, November the 30th, where we're going to be talking about real estate. So on that note, I'm sending you lots of virtual kisses. Thank you for joining. But stay tuned, because I'm going to show you these dynamic entrepreneurs that are working to get to the next level. Thank you so much for joining. Talk to you soon.